On this week's episode of the Procedurally Generated Show, Tony discovers the origins of assassination and Ethan runs from spiders. We talk about the week's biggest news, including a surprise from Nintendo, and answer your question. Well, howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Procedurally Generated Show. I'm your host, Tony, and joining me this week, I've got Ethan.
Hey, Tony.
What's up?
Last week I talked about Big John having his charity stream this weekend,
Yes.
and how I lost out to Super Mario Odyssey.
Yes.
I am really, really happy I lost out to that because I got to see that run, and it was fantastic.
Really?
So, I'm sure you already know that game requires a lot of skill just to play on under normal means anyway, right?
Yes. I can't do any of the hat jumps that I've seen people doing all over the place.
Okay, so speedrunners, they take those abilities and make them more advanced usually, or just get really good with them, count the frames and all that. What if I told you there was a guy that did the speed run on not just a DDR pad, an arcade DDR pad? So
You're kidding
it's
me.
it's 2 foot pedal, or 2 of the foot pads, arcade metal, the bars on the backs he's leaning against.
Hmm.
That's what he played on.
How is that even possible?
He customized all the inputs. He had his up, down, left, right on the left side, had button inputs on the right side. Then he had 6 buttons on the actual the cabinet itself,
Hmm.
and that's what played it on.
That is insane. That would be incredibly impressive to watch.
It was interesting. I mean, it had some downtime whenever you're like, okay, I get it. He's just playing the game after a while.
Yeah,
But I mean, just doing that with your feet, and he did this for an hour and a half. So
that's got to be a workout.
yeah, he had a step counter going, and it's just constantly gathering steps the entire time. Oh man, it was interesting.
I bet it was. Is it available on YouTube to watch anywhere?
I don't believe Big John uploads to YouTube, but I can find out real quick. And while I'm doing that, Big John
Big Jaw.
Gaming. Oh, he has a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Oh, no. Okay.
Don't click on any videos.
No. I went to his thing and it started auto playing a video.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, we don't want that either.
Yeah, he uploads stuff to that. It's all gambling. Okay.
His YouTube page is
It's
all
like he
about.
went to Vegas or something. Is what it's looking like for. Wow. Okay. You know what? You just don't go to his YouTube page unless. I mean, he's uploaded something as recent as a month ago.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's like he went to a gambling place, and that's like what the majority of the videos look like.
interesting. That's not Mario.
That's not. Anyway, so yeah, I'm okay with that guy getting to do a speed run, and I think
Good.
I don't know if there's several people that were doing runs and stuff, and some of them it was their first time as well. So I I was like, man, I was that close to being in on my first run for a charity thing.
That would have been cool. That would have been very cool.
It would have.
Uh, so aside from power running through Mutant Muds in, almost sub 20 minutes. What else have you been
I'm
playing?
gonna get that one day.
I have
And
no doubt. You'll probably get it on phone first.
if it ever works on the phone, I even message it to you, and I'm like, hey, fix this.
What is it broken?
It doesn't work. It just loads a black screen.
Huh.
It's done that for like the last 3 phones I had.
Interesting. Weird.
Yeah. Let's see. What have I played? Oh, Animal Crossing: New Horizons.
Uh, all of us have been playing Animal Crossing. The whole world has been playing Animal Crossing this week.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't want to hear me talk Destiny, and I haven't even played any more of Doom Eternal since last time.
Have you figured out how to play Destiny in Animal Crossing yet?
No.
Well, I know what your mission is this week.
To hack the planet and make it happen.
Figure out how to turn an apple into a guardian.
Well, I have so many questions now.
Well, there you go. So, what has been happening with your Animal Crossing town?
Well, got a house finally after living in a tent for like a day or two. Big steps in the world, I know. I'm sure
Yeah,
you're impressed, right?
I have a house too.
Jason came to my island. Then I went to Jason's island. I left with a bunch of recipes or items I didn't have access to yet, so that was cool.
But you can now make them before you can get them.
I have access to them now officially, but yeah,
Oh,
it's one of those things where it's like, here's your vaulting pole recipe. It's like, oh, I'm not supposed to have this. And then eventually I get a ladder, and it's like, oh, cool, I can climb like Spider-Man now.
I can climb these hills that I've been climbing for the last 2 days.
So yeah, getting access to items early is really helpful. I guess it would be the equivalent of being a second player or something, and first player's already unlocked this stuff, so you just go and get it. That's what I'm thinking of it as for me.
Yeah.
Even though I'm taking it back to my own island. I went to Will's island today.
Okay.
Gifted him like 30 apples. He didn't want them.
Why not?
I guess apples are native on his island already.
Oh, yeah, that
So there
makes sense.
apparently there's a person living somewhere on his island that he doesn't like, and so it out front just says junk, and the whole place is littered. And I was like, I can use some of this stuff, so I took it, cleaned up the yard. Uh, he has a lot of flowers on there, a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah.
He had coconuts and oranges, so I swiped several of those. So I will soon have coconut. Well, I already have coconuts growing on my island now because I actually went to the travel thingy and dug up a couple of trees and brought them back with me.
Really?
The tour, the no, tour flight thing. I don't know.
Yeah, the one where you can go to the just random island.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I found it easier just to eat a fruit and then steal the tree itself and just plant the tree.
I did it the hard way, and I just went to the island and got a bunch of coconuts and brought those back.
See, I did that coming back from Will's. I'm like, this is dumb. This will take forever to grow. I want fruit now. I kind of feel bad because I did not mean to do this to Will. He was trying to catch a butterfly and doing a bad job about it, and I just ran over and swiped it in one try. And I mean,
It's
I
not
was.
that hard to catch a butterfly.
It's not, but I don't know if he was just having a bad time trying to do it or if he was just playing around. And it's one I hadn't caught before, and so I was gonna do the show off thing on there, and then I was gonna try to find some way to give it back to him, which apparently I can't. I guess because I can't even you can't send them in the mail. But I hit the wrong button and ended up releasing it right in front of him.
Oh no.
So it just flies off, and I'm just oh.
Oops. Oops. Have you made it to Spider Island yet?
No, but I've found tarantulas on my island.
Because I've seen a bunch of people talking about Spider Island and how you can game that to get a ton of tarantulas. Um,
Yeah, because the AI on the tarantulas, only one of them will chase you at a time. So if you trap the one that's in that has the ability to chase, like you just dig a loop thingy, then trap him in there, then you can just go and capture all the other tarantulas because they're gonna stay
Hmm.
docile.
Yeah, and you should be able to then capture the one that's chasing you from across the pit.
Yeah, you can do that too. That's actually how I got the one that was chasing me around my island.
Yeah,
Oh man, they are relentless and evil.
they are, and they're hard to catch. At least I've found that they're hard to catch.
So I already knew about digging the pit thing around, so I went, dug one, jumped over the hole just as he came in, and I'm standing on the other side. I don't want to go around and seal him in because he's gonna escape. And so I was like, "Will the net reach?" Boop, got him,
There you go.
and
I want to
then
know why they changed it
donated
from.
him.
I want to know why they changed bees to wasps.
There's bees in the game.
Yeah, but in the previous games, you would get the bee's nest, right? Or was it always a wasp's nest?
There's bees. I think they did it because like bees are becoming an endangered species, so they want to make them seem harder to find, whereas wasp are annoying and wasp.
That is true. That is true.
Like I opened the front door for coming home from lunch yesterday, and had a wasp land on my head. Like
Oh no,
he was sitting on top of the door and just fell on me. So I freaked out for a second.
I can understand that.
Yeah,
So, I finally got to the point where I can get the three new villagers.
I
Picked
just did that as well.
I picked their plots of land, but I haven't built their furniture.
You have to build three pieces of internal furniture and external furniture.
Yeah,
And here's a hint, Tony, or here's a tip, I guess I should say. And I told this to Jason, and he did it as well. You put the three items inside that go in the house inside that bucket or container, and then you put the three things outside. And you do that for all three. Talk to Nook. He's like, okay, cool. I'll build the houses. Run back over there. The three items for each house are sitting outside still. Pick them up.
yeah.
They're yours.
That's mean. You built all that stuff specifically for that
Well,
villager,
they
and
shouldn't leave it outside.
you left it outside.
I did what I was supposed to do. Not my fault they left it. I'm just the pizza delivery guy. They left the pizza. I'm gonna eat it.
Does do those things show back up when the villager moves in?
I don't know. I'll find out tomorrow.
Okay. I'm curious to know that if that's what happens or if their, outside decorations are just gone.
I imagine they get to keep it somehow. I don't know.
Because it seems like it's one of those things that's preset to where that villager has those specific things when they move in. So even if you steal them, they still get them.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just something they overlooked in the coding. So I'm betting it'll show up still, and then you have like the duplicates in your house or something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they just don't get them at all, and you keep it.
Speaking of duplicates, I saw that Nintendo within the first, few days patched out the item duplication glitch.
Yeah,
So I got the Animal Crossing Switch from Shannon because he
I
duplicated
was
that
gonna
a bunch.
say I was gonna say I sent that info to Shannon for how to dupe right away, and I don't know if I mentioned the Animal Crossing Switch thing on there. He should do as gifts, but that was my thought the entire time. He should do that.
Yeah, and he did. And I have one sitting next to my bed in my house, and everybody's like, "How'd you get that? That's like really expensive." I have connections. What I have.
You have Shannon.
So they haven't patched out time travel, but I imagine that will probably happen as well.
Yeah, I want to see how that's done because people are talking about a noise it makes. I'm like, what is this noise?
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is you can't have updated your system, your Switch, or your copy of the game. Um,
Okay.
and I imagine it may just be physical copies that do that because I don't know if it
Yeah, because you
works
could
before
easily
you
uninstall
deliver.
the game and then put the base game back in there.
Yeah.
Hmm. Guess we'll never know.
Oh, somebody will figure it out. Even after they patch it, somebody will figure out how to do it.
Well, I mean, I still have my Switch is still an original launch model, so
-2.
we both have that thing where you can go in and do a hard hack on there, and it because it's still hackable.
Hmm. I've seen a bunch of people hacking it to put Android, a full version of Android on the system, and I've thought about doing that, but I only have one Switch, so I don't want to.
Yeah, that's always a thing to consider.
I thought about using it as like a streaming box if I ever did that.
Aw.
Put GeForce Now on there and stream my PC games to the TV. Even though I can just plug the computer into the TV.
Oh yeah, yeah. HDMI.
Yep. So, any other Animal Crossing?
It's I've had it since what, Friday? I'm not time traveling, so it's slow going for me, I guess.
Yeah. Turnip Lady should show up on my island for the first time tomorrow.
Same for me. And so we'll have to be checking each other's islands and see who has the higher turnip prices, right?
Yeah, I'll only be able to check in the evenings, so
Well, you can't do it on Sunday because that's the day she shows
yeah,
up to
that's
sell.
the day she shows up. Um,
But I might just drop all my bells buying all the turnips I can. I'll try it out.
yeah, I want to get the first loan paid off so I can expand my house a little bit.
Oh, I could have paid that thing off like twice already.
See, I
I
probably
keep
could have.
coming across glowy spots in the ground and I'm planning money.
I've done that with two spots. But my kids are not getting a lot of bells, and I'm not sure
It's a
why.
gamble still.
Well, I'm just talking about in general playing the game. They're not. They're being too polite, I think, with each other in
Oh.
leaving fruit around. So and doing things like that. So I have spent a lot of my money just giving it to them so that they have money to buy things from the shop. Otherwise, I probably could have paid off my first loan and gotten a bigger house.
I get incredibly lazy on the game. It's like I don't feel like building a new flimsy whatever, so I'll go to the store and buy another one.
Oh, I do that too.
Especially because resources for some of that stuff, it's like, no.
I know
Even though sticks are like the number one commodity on any island.
sticks are easy to come by. The wood is fairly easy to come by as long as you use a flimsy axe.
You
Um,
can use a stone axe as well.
yeah, but if you do, it's that's what I'm talking about is the first axe that you can get.
The first two.
See, the first upgrade I got would chop a tree down, and I
Your
don't
first one
want
was
to.
probably metal, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, my first I actually got metal and stone for my first upgrades.
yeah. See, I just got the metal upgrade. The flimsy axe will give you 3 pieces of wood per tree. The metal one, you can only do it twice because if you hit it the third time, it chops the tree down,
Hmm.
and you don't get anything for the stump, which stinks. I think you should get a piece of wood for the stump.
Or a coffee table.
Something, a chair. I mean, you do, I guess, technically have a chair because you can sit on it.
Too bad you don't get a stump.
That'd be great. I don't know what I'd do with a whole bunch of stumps around my house though. Set up an amphitheater for all
Maybe.
of the villagers. I know I've definitely seen some people doing some creative stuff, and I think they have to have been using time travel for some of it. Like one person has completely turned their island into a modern city. There's
Yeah.
not an there's not an inch of forest anywhere in it anymore.
Yeah, you see? Did you see me link that to Shannon? The little clip of the person walking down the stairs in their town.
Yeah,
My
and
initial
there's just
thought process of sharing that was wanting to tell Shannon, get on this guy's level.
but he's got city streets. He's got blocks, city blocks laid out with
He
houses
had
and
to
nice
he had he
roads.
had to plan that out meticulously planned that out from the very start, I'm sure.
Oh, no kidding.
It's like if I can move stuff and redo the island over time, I will. But oh man, I just can't imagine how hard that's going to be to do. I do know someone out there. Their island looks like Sans' face from Undertale,
Oh man.
with the one blue eye, and that's so it's just like they're up there. That's where their house is on his face, and then everyone else is down in the rest, and he's
Mm.
just fishing out of the eyeball.
I haven't seen that one.
Let's see if I still have it on here.
So I'm waiting for someone to make like a Pokeball island, like a river running through the middle of their island for
That would be
the
awesome.
stripe that goes across the Pokeball, and their house in the little button in the middle of the little button on the Pokeball.
How students are going to graduate in 2020. It's Animal Crossing.
There you go.
And
People are hosting podcasts
it's
in Animal Crossing.
oh is it which Texas university has the orange with the cow head?
That's the University of Texas.
University of Texas. That's the flag in the background.
Oh man.
You know what? I'm gonna just retweet that real quick. That's pretty good. My Twitter is literally nothing but like Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah, mine's been full of Animal Crossing this week.
See. Some bottles of bleach. It's got Vegeta on there. It's called Big Bang Attack.
Oh man.
Okay, alright, that's pretty good. I'm gonna keep looking for it, but yeah, Animal Crossing. It's a thing we've been playing.
It is a thing we've been playing and enjoying, and probably will for a very long time to come. So, when I've not been playing Animal Crossing this week, I have been playing Assassin's Creed.
Really?
Yes. A few weeks ago, I bought a copy of Assassin's Creed Origins, and I started playing it, and I got through the first little tutorial thing, and got to the first place where you can select a mission. And I picked a mission, and I kept going into the mission and dying over and over and over and over and over again. And I was getting really frustrated and thought, I'm never going to play this game because it's far too different from every Assassin's Creed I've ever played before. I've hit this wall on the first mission and I can't get past it. Well, what I realized just randomly one day, I happened to see that the mission that I chose for that first mission is twice as high level wise as what I was experience wise. So there was no way I was going to realistically be able to do that mission, but I had missed something in that tutorial where I thought I was a higher level than I actually was, so I thought I had plenty of experience to go into this mission and finish it. When I saw that was the case, found that there are some missions that are lower level that you should realistically go to first, the game finally clicked. I was able to get through those missions with no problem, earn the experience because this is very much
So it was like the hard stuff was immediately right there in front of you, right from the start.
yes.
I hate when games do that.
And
Um,
that is the main mission. The first thing that you're supposed to do is this thing that is
but you're
twice as high level wise,
yeah, but you're
but
horribly under leveled for it.
you're not ready to do that. It still wants you to go do these other things as like a tutorial uh, to really help teach you the mechanics. But I missed that in all of this, and so it made way more sense, and the game felt way better when I was actually doing the things I was supposed to be doing, and not the things that I thought I was supposed to be doing.
There was a game that I really wanted to enjoy that I ended up getting on PSP. It was Valkyrie Profile, and
Hmm.
you have to use like your sense ability when you're on your overworld map on there. So it's like you do your tutorial map, then it's like, all right, here's the real game. So you hit that the first time, so you know where to go, and it sends you like to an end game level dungeon on there, and it's like everything kills you in one hit in there. And it's like, how am I supposed to play this? I don't know where to go. And it does it every time I'd restart and everything. I hate when they do that to me on games.
Yeah. Uh, so I've finally gotten to the point where this game makes way more sense to me, and I'm enjoying the game. The story is really good. This is telling you basically the origins of the assassins. This is the guy, the assassin. His name is Bayek. Is basically the first assassin. He's the one that establishes the order. It takes place in ancient Egypt.
He's the one who studied the hidey hidey stabby stabby.
Exactly. He was the first one. Even though technically the game that comes later takes place before it, those the characters in Assassin's Creed Odyssey aren't really assassins. So um, it's weird. I do want to get to where to finish this game and move on to Assassin's Creed Origins, so I can finally say I've played all of the games again in the series, because I have let these two get past me and haven't played them yet. Um, some things that are different about this: Eagle Vision is now an actual eagle.
Oh,
So,
just an eagle living in your eye. Got it.
well, no, you do have the ability to like use Eagle Vision to find hidden things in the environment, like loot that you couldn't find, because loot is everywhere. It's like Elder Scrolls level of, if it's on the ground you can take it kind of stuff. Um, and you'll use it to craft things, because there's a crafting system in the game now, so you can craft armor and some other things like that.
Hmm.
But with the Eagle Vision, uh, Bayak has a pet eagle that is constantly just flying over you, and you can hit a button and you'll switch to the eagle and find the objectives that you're looking for. So if you've started a mission, once you get close to it, it'll say something like, your objective is close. Push a button to switch to your eagle. I think his name is Sinu. Um,
Okay.
and so you do that, and you can use him to scan the environment around to find the character you're looking for, the item that you're looking for in the environment, and mark it so that you know where it's at. And you can then also use this eagle to mark enemies so that you can see them through walls and things like that. Um, so it really is sort of like your eye in the sky, which is it's the origins of the assassin's eagle vision, which eventually they drop the eagle part, and it's an ability that the assassins have.
Hmm. I found that
So,
picture
um,
of Sans.
there. Okay, I'll check it out here in just a little bit.
No, you'll do it now. No, keep going.
I'm really enjoying this game quite a bit now that I've figured it out. Um, it's really really good. It's much more RPG than the previous games in the series. So as you're attacking enemies, you're seeing damage numbers pop up over enemy heads, and uh, leveling up. There's a skill tree that is, it's a huge branching skill tree that has different things like your stealth abilities or combat abilities or animal abilities. And so you'll pick all of these different things from the different sections of the skill tree, which you've had a little bit of in the past, but not nearly to the extent that Origins has.
Hmm.
And it is beautiful. Like, I'm playing the PC version of the game through GeForce Now, and with those settings on Ultra, that game is gorgeous.
It's almost better than real life.
Like, you wouldn't think ancient Egypt, just sand dunes all over the place, would be that pretty, but um, the first area you're in is this oasis area, and so there's all kinds of vegetation around. And then the first city you go to, I think, is Alexandria, and you go to the library of Alexandria, and there's scrolls all over the place. You're seeing bits of paper floating through the air, and uh, it's some of the best fire that I've ever seen in
Hmm.
a video game. uh, so uh, I'm kind of kicking myself for waiting as long as I have to play this game, but at the same time, I'm glad I did because getting to play it on PC for the first time is just it's a good. I'm glad they took that year off to work on the engine, to work on the game, and we got what we got. So I have been like all in on Assassin's Creed this week. I've been watching a bunch of YouTube videos again. Uh, After Syndicate came out, that my not my interest in the series sort of waned, but um, it just I wasn't paying as much attention to things. But I have been watching lore videos. I've been watching videos, review videos, and all kinds of stuff with Assassin's Creed this week. I'm currently reading an Assassin's Creed novel for the first time in a few years.
Okay.
So I've kind of jumped all in again with Assassin's Creed.
It's important to enjoy what you enjoy.
That's true. That's true. And Assassin's Creed, it has been, one of my favorite franchises for a while now, and it's been really good to get back into it. I've missed Assassin's Creed for a while now. I will be playing through that this week and finishing that in between times when I'm not playing Animal Crossing. But that's really it for me this week. So let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll talk about the news. So yeah, I alluded to this earlier in or at the beginning of the show. Nintendo surprised everybody this week with a direct,
Yeah, they
just out
did.
of nowhere. They didn't tell anybody about it, didn't announce it, nothing. It just showed up on their YouTube page, and they said surprise, and everybody kind of freaked out for a minute, and then they watched it, and then they were all mad again.
They were mad because no new Animal Crossing was announced.
Exactly. The next Animal Crossing game wasn't announced, so they got out the pitchforks and the torches and stormed Nintendo's offices. No, it wasn't like a major thing. It was, I think it was 30 minutes long. They called it a direct mini, but it was 30 minutes long. So
It was a
uh,
bunch of little news things they condensed into one direct, so yeah, call it a direct mini.
my takeaway from it was there's a lot of good games that they announced that are now coming to the Switch. A lot of old games. Um, there was a bunch of ports announced, but I'm fine with that. It's more good games coming to the Switch. There were some new games announced as well. Some games that I've missed and I might now take advantage of when they come to Switch. Um, but I'm not one of those people that are like, every game we're getting is a port. That's still more people that are now getting a chance to play some of these games that were really good that we've played before that maybe they haven't. Now they have a chance to. And you can bring these games with you now wherever you want to.
Dun dun
So
dun.
the biggest, I think, though, was the announcement of a release date for Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
Oh yeah.
Uh, that game is coming to the Switch, and it is not just a port of Xenoblade Chronicles. They have actually done a lot of work to this game. Um, they completely overhauled the visuals, and it now has this sort of it's a more cartoonish look to it. It's not really cartoonish, but it's much brighter. It's got a lot of those sort of cell shaded almost look. It's not a cell shaded game, so don't think it's not like Wind Waker style. Um, but it's much more vibrant, it's colorful. They've gone over everything and given everything a sort of fresh coat of paint in the game. The UI is a little bit different. The combat's a little bit different. They've kept it mostly the same, but there's a few small tweaks that they've made, I think, for sort of quality of life purposes. And just overhauled everything, and it looks phenomenal. And it will be out on May 29th.
Nice.
So, and I've seen some pictures now side by side of character models from the Wii, the 3DS, and the Switch.
Oh
And
gosh,
the
I
the
remember the
Switch,
pictures from the Wii version.
the Switch version of this game is head and shoulders better looking than
Like
the original version
the
and
the
the
Wii
3DS port.
version looked like low end PS2 graphics, if I
Well, and then
recall.
when they ported it to the 3DS, everything
Oh,
sort of got a downgrade in the visual market.
as everything
Um,
imported to 3DS usually does.
so this is definitely, if you've never played Xenoblade Chronicles before, um, I cannot recommend this game enough because it is so good. I'd really love a port of Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Switch, which was
Right?
the Wii U game. Because nobody played that, and that game is
I want to
so
play it,
good.
but it was so hard to get into it. And by the time I even got around to it, everyone's already done playing. It's like, well, I guess I'll play something else with people.
I think Xenoblade Chronicles X needs to come to the Switch.
It does.
So, but yeah, May 29th, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Do not hesitate to pick this game up because it was by far one of the best games on the Wii, and it's only going to be better on the Switch. So, Nintendo released the day of the direct. I think was it Wednesday or was it Thursday that the direct came out? It was Wednesday. Um, that day they dropped a new game called Good Job, which, according to their description, has players crash their way through an office complex in a visual style that resembles animated safety signs. So if you take the signs around like the Portal game of all
Hmm.
of the characters in there, the little, you know, caution wet floor looking characters
Yeah,
from
yeah, yeah, yeah.
from Portal, they all look like that.
Oh, I forget what they're called. They have a specific name,
Yeah, I don't know.
and I
Um,
should know this from that review I did of the bridge constructor.
and so it'll have you doing things like you have to move something from one end of the office to the other. And it doesn't matter how you do it. You can just pick it up and move it, or you can build a giant slingshot that throws it through all the walls of the office. As long as it gets over there, that's all that matters. Um, Tons of like physics based puzzle looking things. Looks incredibly hilarious to play. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet, but it looks so good, so much fun. I'm a big fan of weird physics based puzzle games like this, and like Human Fall Flat, stuff like that. So,
Cool.
2K announced they're bringing a bunch of games to the Switch same day as Xenoblade Chronicles, May 29th. XCOM 2 and all of its DLC in a what the XCOM collection is what they're calling it will be out. Uh, Borderlands collection, which is all three Borderlands games, Borderlands 2, and the pre-sequel.
Yeah,
You can
that's a lot right there.
So you can buy those in two separate packages where it's Borderlands Definitive or Game of the Year edition and then the Handsome collection, or you can buy all three in one package as well. And then as well the Bioshock collection that has Bioshock, Bioshock 2, and Bioshock Infinite. All of those games are coming May 29th from 2K. So
2K is wanting people to play their games.
well, they're all good games.
They are.
So uh, all seven of those games are pretty good. So Nintendo announced the franchise that the first character from the next round of DLC for Smash Brothers will come from. Did not announce the character, but announced the franchise. Want to take a guess?
I already know who, or I already know what franchise it is, but I do want to
Oh.
say I think I predicted this back before we knew like the first lineup originally.
And see, I said I can remember saying I didn't think a character from this game was ever going to come to Smash because they wanted to keep their fighting games separate.
Mm-hmm.
And it is Arms. They showed off uh, just a little trailer that said we're working on it. We're not going to announce it. It'll be out in June, but it's going to be a character from ARMS.
What if it's not just like one character? What if it's like several characters and you just change the.
Do they do like a hero thing where they just give you a bunch of ARMS characters?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking they might do. That'd be the smart thing to do.
I could see,
Don't
yeah.
alienate someone just because, and there you go.
Well, like aren't Springman and Ribbon Girl
Hey, I've never played the game. I don't know.
aren't they assist trophies in Smash?
Uh, I didn't play enough of it to remember, but probably.
So that's who I had originally thought that's going to be the character that they choose. But then I remembered I think they're already in the game as assist trophies, and I don't think they would like give them an upgrade from assist trophy to
You
actual
know who else they wouldn't give an
character.
upgrade to from an assist trophy?
Hmm.
Waluigi.
Oh, that'll change. That he's going to be the first
Sure,
assist trophy.
you're very optimistic about that one, but
I am.
no,
He's
not
going to be
arms.
he's going to be the first assist trophy that gets promoted to the main roster.
And he gets to use
Um,
his own assist trophy as well.
there you go, Waluigi assisting Waluigi. No, I think it'll probably be if it's just a single character and not something like the Dragon Quest thing. Max Brass or Twintail maybe would be the two characters I think. Max Brass is the sort of he was like the sort of primary antagonist when the game first came out.
Oh,
He's got a really cool design. Um, I think it could be him or Twintail. Twintail would be the sort of uh, fan favorite character to choose, so you know it won't be her in that case, because Nintendo doesn't listen to the fans. No, that's not true. Um,
they just go, "Hey Miyamoto, what do you want to do?" He's like, I don't know.
so, yeah, but the character will be out in June. Just we have to wait a little while longer till they decide which character it's going to be. But in the meantime, they also announced that for a limited time, ARMS would be available for Nintendo Switch Online members to download and play for free.
Oh,
I think it runs through April 6th, if I
oh,
remember correctly. So it's like a 10-day period from the direct till that free trial runs out. But for 10 days, you'll be able to play it. I think it is April 6th. I think at this point they should just make ARMS free for Switch Online members. Just give them the game because nobody's playing it, nobody's buying it. Uh, but it is a good game, and it would be a nice incentive for people maybe to subscribe to Switch Online that haven't yet.
I think the reason it's just kind of sitting out there with no activity is if you look at Splatoon, how they've handled that. Like events happening and like even that big DLC with like a whole additional story mode or something with
Hmm.
where you play as an Octoling, the enemy race as a friendly finally.
Yeah,
I'm thinking that's they were missing that from ARMS. It was like, all right, here's your fighters, enjoy, and they just kind of left it on the shelf, thinking, oh, we did
yeah,
something good.
yeah. I think they were hoping for that sort of Splatoon success for
That
ARMS, and it just didn't happen.
well, they just didn't follow up continuously on there like they did with Splatoon. That's where I think they fell behind.
Because ARMS is a fun game to play, uh, but it didn't catch on with players the way Splatoon did. And I don't know if maybe it would take a second ARMS game, if they tweak some things and put a little bit more behind it, like they did with Splatoon, uh, for ARMS to catch on. I don't know if it's a franchise that would, uh, but maybe giving it to Switch Online players could breathe new life into it and and bring some focus to the game that it hasn't had previously. So
Maybe
uh, I guess we shall see. Uh, the biggest surprise of this surprise direct is that EA is putting a game out on the Switch.
they forgot to, someone slipped in a sticky note saying, this game's coming out on Nintendo Switch, and the joke was lost, and apparently someone in accounting or marketing messed up,
They're like, oh
and so
man, now
now
we have to do it.
and so now they're doing it by mistake.
Previously we've had 3 FIFA ports that are ports of, I think, 360 versions of the game that didn't get yearly updates. They just literally changed the roster, and that's all they did every year. The EA did put out Faye. It's the one like original game they've put onto the Switch. This will be the second, and that game is Burnout Paradise Remastered.
Fun game, very fun game.
It is a fun game. This version came out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC last year. It'll be out later this year. They haven't given an actual release date for it just yet. And to go along with that, a couple of Star Wars games are getting ports to the Switch, and that is Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy,
Okay.
and the game I am most excited for from this whole direct.
I just saw
And
it
I
was.
I am not ironic. This is not ironic. This is legit. I love this game.
You,
It is
you,
Star
you
Wars.
literally just said you are not Iron, and this
I'm
is not ironic.
I, I-
He's talking Star Wars Episode 1 Racer.
Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. I love this game.
I just stole all your thunder there.
One of my most played games on the N64. I discovered that it is part of EA Origin on PC, or EA Access on PC, and I played a little bit of it last week on the PC. I will be playing this as soon as it comes to Switch. I love Episode 1 Racer. So, that game is coming to the Switch.
Oh, man.
Atlas announced that July 7th they will be releasing Catherine Full Body on the Switch.
That's not even out in US, is it? I mean, or that's not even out still.
It's on PS4.
Full body?
Yeah.
You sure? Because I have a pre-order for that and I never got it.
Really? I thought it had already come out.
Hold on. Let me get my Amazon app going.
It may not have come out yet. Maybe it's
I'm
coming
pretty
out.
sure it didn't come out.
Maybe it was a demo that I had seen people talking about.
Order. View order details.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. It is coming out on July 7th on the Switch. Though.
Holy crap! It says it shipped September 3rd.
You should have gotten that game a while ago. Then.
Oh, I should have gotten that a while ago.
Or did you just forget that you got it? Maybe you got it and didn't remember that you got it.
Okay, what's in that?
You're going to have to check that game shelf.
I'm like 100% sure I actually didn't get it.
So, well, we may have just discovered.
Oh, this sucks because it's a little late to email Amazon saying, "What the heck?"
Yeah, my game hasn't arrived. Why are you just telling us now?
Anyway, what's in this box? Hold on a second. Hold on.
Is it in a box you've never opened?
Batteries off. Oh no, there it is. It's right behind the box I never opened.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
You just forgot. That
Oh
you got
my
it.
gosh, dude.
So they also
You'd think I'd remember opening the box and seeing that adorable little lamb plushie. Or sheep plushie. But I never opened that box, that's why it's in there.
see. Nintendo also they ended the direct with a short trailer for their Isle of Armor expansion for Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It looks like more Pokemon.
Oh, of course.
So, if you've got Sword and Shield and you're excited for the Isle of Armor expansion, they showed a little bit more.
How do you pronounce these two new legendaries?
I would say Cubfu and Urshifu.
Do they know Kung Fu?
They must. Like that seems like an obvious thing, right?
Okay, alright.
So, and then also one thing that we forgot to mention, there is a new rhythm game mode in Ring Fit Adventure.
Ooh,
So you can play a little rhythm game using that plastic ring thing with like there's Mario, Zelda, other Nintendo franchise uh, songs in this rhythm game for Ring Fit Adventure. And Panzer Dragoon remake launched this week as well.
yes, it
Surprise! Right
did.
after the direct. So
And if you
uh,
wanted to get a physical copy, you had to order from Limited Run Games Friday morning.
mhm.
Get
Yep,
a
and it
special edition with a Sega Saturn styled case.
and it will be console exclusive for the Switch for a little while. It will, I think, eventually come to the other platforms.
Oh, okay,
Um,
cool.
but it's launching first on Switch. It's out now, so you can go check that out. So there you go. That is the news from the direct. So Epic this week announced that in addition to making games and making uh, PC storefronts, they are now getting into the publishing business as well.
Really?
Yes, and announced a trio of partners that they will be publishing games for. And that includes Remedy. So that's like the biggest name that they
Remedy Entertainment.
talked about. They just recently launched Control on
Oh, right,
PC.
right, 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 right. And
Um,
I just found out Control was loosely based off of, well, not loosely based off, but took very heavy inspiration from SCP.
oh yeah,
Yeah, so that's pretty awesome in my book there. I should probably go
and
play that game sometime since it was like a game of the year thing.
it was also announced this week that GeForce Now Control is available to play on GeForce Now as well, along with this announcement. So
Cool.
Epic has said recently that they are fully behind GeForce Now and think every publisher should be behind GeForce Now, and they're working with all of the developers and publishers that have games in the Epic Game Store to try and get those games available for people who are subscribed to GeForce Now. As long as you've owned the game through Epic, you could play it streaming through GeForce Now. Um, let's see, the developers of Limbo, that's Playdead, they are now publishing games through Epic. And uh, Gen Design, which is the studio behind The Last Guardian, uh, they are signed with Epic to do game publishing. So,
Cool.
and Epic has said one of the things that they are talking about is how developer friendly the terms of their publishing deals are going to be. And, with like releasing games on the Epic Store, I think the split is 88-12, if I remember correctly. The developers get 88% of the revenue from
They get a
games
pretty
sold.
large cut,
Uh,
whereas
it's
Steam was
it's
like
huge. I think Steam is 70-30.
something like that, yeah.
Um, but Epic Games has said that developers retain 100% control over the intellectual property. Epic is not, buying that property and they can do what they want in the future. The developers of the games retain all rights to the IP and full creative control over the game. They just want to help developers get the games made. Epic Games said they will cover 100% of the development cost. That includes developer salaries,
Wow.
marketing, QA, localization, all of that. And then once Epic has recovered all of the costs for publishing the game, then developers will earn at least 50% of any profit on top of the initial costs. So,
They are impressive. Is I feel understatement.
yeah, they are really trying to, it seems.
It also seems like we're also past that point where everyone hates Epic Game Store, and now they're just like, yeah, they're another thing out there.
Yeah.
So I don't see anything bad from this. You know.
No, I don't either. Especially because they're not going out and buying properties and saying we'll publish your game, but we control the property. Um, that's sort of unusual, I think. I think maybe it's not, but with publishers uh, of other games. So it seems like Epic is trying to do everything they can to make things as friendly for developers as they possibly can. Uh,
I kind of look forward to what they do.
as do I.
Considering
Uh,
I have like 50 games from them right now and I only bought like 4 of them.
they're saying and seeming to do all of the right things right now, um, which didn't seem to be the case when they first launched the Epic Game Store, where they were trying very heavily to sort of stick it to Steam in every way they possibly could.
Yeah, they were trying to
Uh,
use, what was it, like the classic Sega Nintendo rivalry stuff. Except it was just like Epic Game Stores out there throwing out these insults, and Steam's just being quiet and taking it like a champ.
mhm.
And now it's just like, okay, yeah, Epic Game Stores out there, they're no longer getting exclusives from stuff that was already said to be on Steam, like from a certain Kickstarter that should go unnamed, Shenmue
Yeah.
3. But I mean, like since that, I haven't really heard too many negative things about them.
Well, and it seems like everything they're doing is not only developer friendly, but also consumer friendly. Like they give away free games every week.
And I'm sure
Um,
that's what they've been doing to help get people more interested in the Epic Game Store. And it's the only
yeah,
reason my library with him is extremely huge right now compared to what it probably would be initially.
and there's been some pretty good games that they have done in their free giveaway promotions. They've worked with like
Oh
Ubisoft
gosh,
and have
yeah.
done a few Ubisoft games. Um, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I think, was one. They just recently gave away Watch Dogs for free through Epic Games. So everything they're doing seems to be both developer and consumer friendly, and that means that people are looking towards their ecosystem, um, and buying more games through them, which is what they want.
Oh, right now you
So
can get World War Z from them and two other
yeah, I think
games.
it's for a few more days, and
Drawful 2, that's free until the 9th. Figment, that's free until the 2nd, and well, I guess that'd be the day after this releases. And Tormentor X Punisher or Tormentor Cross Punisher, which looks like a fever dream come to life. Ugh.
yeah, I have no idea what that game is. I've added it to my library, but I have not even thought about launching that game to see what it is.
I'm grabbing Drawful 2 right now. I already have it on Steam for free, so I'm grabbing it because why not have it in multiple places? You
I
know.
think I have it on Switch,
I think it costs like what $2 on Switch,
something like that.
and that's just for server space or something. Anyway,
So
there. I just bought another game, or bought quote unquote another
yeah,
game.
bought another game. Um, so yeah, Epic is getting into publishing, and it seems like it's a good thing. So I'll be curious to see if they get other big names
What
to
if they
publish through
got
them,
platinum
like to do
platinum
PC
games?
publishing
Uh, yeah, why
or
not?
just publishing in general. Because
Yes.
platinum,
The answer is
platinum,
just yes, Tony.
platinum just got to where they wanted, the ability to publish their games themselves. So
Yeah, but I mean, PC side, this could be helpful.
that's true. Um, I'd like to see somebody like Yacht Club Games
Ooh.
publishing PC games through them. Um, so that could be interesting. Then our last bit of news, a little bit of sad news, especially for you, Ethan, because you look forward to this every
Oh.
time it comes around. And that is that due
Summer games
to
done quick.
the COVID-19 issue going on right now, SGDQ has announced that they are not canceling their event. They are just delaying it. It was originally set for June. They are now pushing that back to August. So it
And
will be
it's
like,
really high hopes that it's all blown over by then, which I think that's within the actual predicted area, but some people actually estimate till September. But August sounds good.
I think we'll probably be to a point where we can start having these
Being
bigger
social
events
again.
Yeah. So at least I
Oh
sure
man.
hope so.
But yeah, they're pushing it back till August 16th. It was originally set for June 21st, week long event. And in on the brighter side of this, there we go. That's the word I'm looking for. In an effort to help the direct relief get fund or more funds and donations or whatever, they're gonna host a SGDQ is gonna host a new online event April 17th through 19th. So I know what I'm gonna be watching for a weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Pretty sure it's a weekend. Let me double
And
check.
then I'll get a bunch of messages with links to the things
Yes,
I should watch.
as always, yes. And like oh no, we already talked about the Big John thing in the first half of the show, so never mind.
Yeah.
And that's the Big John's charity stream he's doing right now. That's like one of several that are happening just today. There's like more next weekend or something, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's crazy, and a whole bunch of these people are stuck at home, and so there's like more. He got like over 300 entries just for people wanting to run games and help, and he can only take like almost half of them, so that's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. And as of this recording at this moment, he only had one person drop out, and it was for a short run. So he stepped up and did his own little run of Sonic Chaos, which that was pretty cool.
Nice.
I mean, I did send him a message. I was like, hey, if someone drops out or something, Mutant Muds is ready to go. But Sonic Chaos, that's fine.
That'll work. That'll work. So, but that will be the show for this week. So, thank you very much, Ethan, for being here.
Yep, pleasure to be here, Tony. See, I'm stealing Shannon's outro line.
If you want to reach out to us, we have new ways to do so. You can email us at procedurallygeneratedent@gmail.com. If you like what we do, you can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/pgent. Patreon supporters get the video version of the podcast a day early. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/progenint. Check out our YouTube channel, and we still have that famous Facebook group where you can interact with us on a daily basis as well.